Welcome, history enthusiasts and curious minds. Today we delve into the mystical world of Larung Gar. Nestled in the heart of eastern Tibet, Larung Gar Buddhist Institute is more than just a place of worship. It's a testament to the enduring spirit of Tibetan Buddhism, a symbol of resilience in the face of adversity. Established in the early days of the 1980s, this institute began as a small seed of faith. Over the years, it has flourished into a sprawling sanctuary, home to a diverse community of monks, nuns, and students. At its peak, the population of Larung Gar swelled to somewhere between 10,000 and 40,000 residents, making it the largest and most significant site in Tibetan Buddhism. This was no ordinary religious institution. Its residents came from all walks of life, united by their shared faith and a thirst for knowledge. Larung Gar was a vibrant hub of spiritual learning where ancient teachings met contemporary thought, where tradition and innovation coexisted. But the extraordinary growth of Larung Gar, the surge in its population, did not go unnoticed. The eyes of authority were watching, marking the beginning of a chapter that would forever alter the course of this tranquil refuge. So here we stand at the threshold of Larung Gar, about to embark on a journey through its storied past. As we peel back the layers, we find a tale of resilience and faith, with Larung Gar standing as a beacon of Tibetan Buddhism. As we step back in time, we find ourselves in the year 1980. The founding of Larung Gar is a tale of faith and determination. It's a story that begins with a solitary figure, Jigme Phuntsok. A charismatic Lama from the Nyingma tradition, he was driven by a vision to establish a place of spiritual learning. With a handful of disciples, he set down the first stones of what would become Larung Gar. Despite the harsh conditions and limited resources, they persevered, their faith unwavering. Over the years, word of this humble sanctuary spread. Attracting an influx of students, Larung Gar began to grow, from just a handful of disciples to a thriving community of over 10,000 monks, nuns and spiritual seekers. But what set Larung Gar apart was its openness. It welcomed anyone who wished to study, irrespective of their nationality or sect. In a world often divided by borders and beliefs, Larung Gar stood as a beacon of inclusivity. It was this spirit of acceptance, this commitment to spiritual learning, that propelled Larung Gar from a modest hermitage to the largest Buddhist institute in the world. The founding of Larung Gar set the stage for its unprecedented growth and its emergence as a symbol of Tibetan Buddhism. But as we will see, this rapid expansion would also draw unwanted attention, marking the beginning of a new, turbulent chapter in its history. However, the tranquility of Larung Gar was disrupted not by natural calamity but by human intervention. The serenity of this spiritual bastion, this refuge for thousands of monks, nuns and students, was shattered in the year 2016. The Chinese government, in an act that reverberated across the globe, issued an order that would forever alter the landscape of Larung Gar. The order was simple, yet devastating. Reduce the number of residents to a mere 5,000. This meant that thousands of individuals who had called Larung Gar their home, their sanctuary, were forcibly evicted. These were not faceless numbers. These were individuals who had devoted their lives to the pursuit of spiritual enlightenment. But the government's decree didn't stop there. It also called for the demolition of vacated residences. These were not just buildings. They were the very embodiment of the residents' spiritual journey, each brick, each beam imbued with memories and experiences. From July of the same year, the demolitions began. They would continue until December, a span of 6 long months that saw the destruction of at least 4,725 buildings. The evictions and demolitions were not just an attack on Larung Gar's physical presence, but an assault on its very spirit. The Chinese government's actions had a devastating effect on the residents and drew condemnation from international bodies. The once thriving spiritual haven was now facing a threat of extinction. In a shocking turn of events, the peaceful hum of daily prayers was replaced by the deafening roar of bulldozers and wrecking balls. The Chinese government had initiated the demolitions, causing widespread distress among the residents. The tranquility of Larung Gar was replaced by a cloud of dust, the echoes of the residents' prayers drowned out by the relentless sound of destruction. These demolitions were not random acts of destruction, but part of a broader campaign to reduce the population of Larung Gar, a campaign that had been thrust upon the residents without warning or consent. The sea of red was now marred by the ugliness of destruction, the vibrant huts now heaps of rubble. Amidst the chaos and despair, the residents were urged to remain calm and composed. The elders of the community, while sharing the pain of their fellow residents, reminded them of the teachings of Buddhism. They were reminded that everything in this world is transient, that suffering is a part of life, and that they should remain steadfast on their path to enlightenment even in these trying times. The demolitions marked a dark chapter in the history of Larung Gar, a testament to the trials faced by this spiritual sanctuary. Yet the spirit of Larung Gar, its teachings and its people remained unbroken, ready to face the challenges that lay ahead. As the demolitions continued, the world watched in silence. The international community, despite being privy to the clear violation of human rights, largely chose to remain silent. This silence was not just a lack of words, but a lack of action, a lack of intervention. The plight of Larung Gar was now visible to the entire world, yet it seemed like the world was content watching from the sidelines. News of the demolitions had spread far and wide, drawing attention to the broader issue of religious freedom in Tibet. The destruction of Larung Gar was more than just the destruction of buildings. It was a blatant attack on the freedom to practice one's religion, a right that is considered fundamental in most parts of the world. Yet, the world chose to turn a blind eye to this blatant violation. The silence of the international community was not just deafening, but also disheartening. It was a stark reminder of the challenges faced by Tibetan Buddhism, a faith that continues to be suppressed and persecuted. The world's silence in the face of such adversity was a stark reminder of the challenges faced by Tibetan Buddhism. It was a reminder that despite the advancements we've made as a global society, we still have a long way to go when it comes to protecting and preserving the rights of religious minorities. And as we delve further into the unique architecture of Larung Gar, let's not forget the silence that allowed its destruction. In the midst of chaos, religious teachers urged calm. As the demolitions continued, the religious teachers of Larung Gar played a crucial role in maintaining peace and order within the community. These teachers, deeply respected and revered, urged the residents to remain composed and continue their spiritual practices. They emphasized the importance of maintaining a calm mind and a peaceful heart, even in the face of adversity. They reminded the residents that their faith was not confined to the physical structures around them, but was within their hearts and minds. Therefore, no amount of destruction could take it away. Their teachings provided a beacon of hope for the residents during these trying times, a source of strength that helped them endure. They taught the residents to see the demolitions not as an end, but as a new beginning, a chance to reaffirm their commitment to their faith and their spiritual journey. Amidst the turmoil and destruction, the guidance of these religious teachers was a testament to the resilience and faith of the residents of Larung Gar. Their teachings, their wisdom, and their unwavering faith served as a beacon of hope for the residents, a light that guided them through the darkest of times. And as we move forward, let's remember the resilience and faith that allowed the spirit of Larung Gar to endure, even in the face of such adversity. Before we delve into the aftermath, let's take a moment to appreciate the unique architecture of Larung Gar, which was a sight to behold. Nestled within the green hills of the Larung Valley, Larung Gar was a sea of red. This was due to the thousands of wooden huts that made up the majority of the settlement's buildings. Each hut, painted in a vibrant shade of red, stood out against the lush greenery of the valley, creating a mesmerizing contrast. The huts were simple and uniform, reflecting the monastic lifestyle of the residents. Each one was designed to be functional, providing shelter and solitude for those who resided within. Amidst this sea of red stood the central monastery, a towering structure that served as the spiritual heart of Larung Gar. This was where the teachings of Tibetan Buddhism were spread, where the monks and nuns gathered for their daily prayers, where the students received their spiritual education. The monastery, with its intricate designs and towering height, was a beacon of spirituality amidst the uniformity of the red huts. The unique architecture of Larung Gar was not just buildings and structures, it was a physical manifestation of the residents' spiritual journey. Each hut, each building represented a commitment to a life of spiritual learning and enlightenment. This was the Larung Gar that was targeted for demolition, the Larung Gar that was left in ruins. But remember, as we move forward, that the spirit of Larung Gar, its teachings and its people are far from being extinguished. The dust settled, the echoes of the demolitions faded, but the scars of the evictions remained. In the wake of the Chinese government's intervention, Larung Gar, once a vibrant and bustling center of Tibetan Buddhism, was left desolate. It was a scene of profound devastation. What remained was a stark reminder of what had once been a thriving community, rich with spiritual learning and cultural exchange. The toll was staggering. Over 4,700 buildings, once homes for thousands of monks, nuns and students, were razed to the ground. These were not merely structures of wood and stone, they were repositories of faith, life and learning. Each building destroyed was a chapter of Larung Gar's history. Wiped away, leaving behind an empty canvas of broken dreams and devastated lives. But the real tragedy ran deeper. The evictions were not just a removal of residents, but a displacement of an entire community. Nearly 5,000 people were uprooted from their homes, their lives shattered in the blink of an eye. Imagine the heartbreak of being evicted from your home, the place you've built your life around. The grief of leaving behind everything you hold dear, the fear of an uncertain future looming large. These evictions were not just a blow to the people of Larung Gar, but a dent in the spirit of Tibetan Buddhism. The vibrant hum of spiritual learning was replaced by a deafening silence. The once thriving community was reduced to a mere fraction of its former self. The people, the heart of Larung Gar, were scattered to the wind, their homes and lives reduced to rubble. The repercussions extended beyond the borders of Larung Gar. The move was seen as part of a wider attack on religious freedom in Tibet, drawing widespread condemnation from international bodies. Larung Gar, once a bustling hub of spiritual learning, was now a shadow of its former self. Yet, despite the devastation, the spirit of Larung Gar, the resilience of its people, remained unbroken, a beacon of hope amidst the ruins. Life in Larung Gar is a blend of simplicity and spirituality, a testament to the resilience of its people. The day begins with the first light of dawn, as the monks, nuns and students rise for their early morning prayers. The air is filled with the soft rustle of prayer beads, the soft hum of chants and the pages of sacred texts turning. This is followed by their studies, a rigorous routine of spiritual learning that forms the backbone of their daily life. The teachings of the Buddha, the principles of Tibetan Buddhism, the lessons of compassion and kindness are all etched into their hearts, forming the fabric of their existence. As the day progresses, the residents gather for communal meals. These meals are not just about sustenance, but about fostering a sense of community. They share not just food, but stories, laughter and wisdom, their bonds strengthening with every shared meal. The day ends with the evening prayers, a symphony of chants and bells that resonate through the valleys of Larung Gar. The entire community comes together, their voices rising in unison, a testament to their unwavering faith and dedication. Despite the trials they face, the spirit of Larung Gar remains unbroken. The daily life in Larung Gar, marked by simplicity and spirituality, is a testament to the resilience of its people, their faith, their beacon of hope amidst the challenges they face. In the heart of the devastation, the spirit of Tibetan Buddhism endures, its flame kept alive by the people of Larung Gar. The story of Larung Gar is not an isolated incident, but a piece in a larger puzzle. Nestled in the heart of Tibet, Larung Gar once thrived as the most significant site in Tibetan Buddhism, its hills echoing with the chants of tens of thousands of monks, nuns and students. But in the span of a few months in 2016, the Chinese government's mandate drastically reduced the population to a mere 5,000. The buildings that once stood as symbols of spiritual learning were razed to the ground. But why? The answer lies in the broader picture. The Chinese government's grip on Larung Gar is part of a more extensive campaign against religious freedom in Tibet. This control isn't just about reducing the number of buildings or the population of a single institute. It's about exerting power, suppressing cultural identity, and stifling religious freedom. This campaign has not gone unnoticed. International bodies have raised their voices against the violation of human rights, against the demolition of homes, against the evictions of thousands. They've condemned the Chinese government's actions, highlighting the devastating impact on the residents of Larung Gar and on Tibetan Buddhism as a whole. Yet through it all, the spirit of Tibetan Buddhism endures. Amidst the rubble and the silence, the resilience of the monks, nuns, and students shines through. Their chants a testament to their unyielding faith. Larung Gar stands as a testament to the enduring spirit of Tibetan Buddhism, despite the trials it faces. Among the many aspects that make Larung Gar a spiritual sanctuary, one stands out: the Five Sciences Buddhist Academy. Founded by Jigme Phuntsok, a highly respected Lama, this academy has become one of the largest and most influential centers for the study of Tibetan Buddhism. The academy is not just a place of learning, it's a beacon of hope, a symbol of resistance, and a testament to the enduring spirit of Tibetan Buddhism. It offers a comprehensive 9-year program that covers all aspects of Tibetan Buddhism, from philosophy and logic to metaphysics and the arts. The curriculum is designed to nurture the minds of the students, providing them with the knowledge and skills they need to carry on the legacy of Tibetan Buddhism. Despite the challenges, the academy continues to thrive, its classrooms filled with the hum of students engrossed in their studies. The Five Sciences Buddhist Academy is the heart of Larung Gar, nurturing the minds of thousands of monks, nuns, and lay students. It's a symbol of the enduring spirit of Tibetan Buddhism and a testament to the resilience of the people of Larung Gar. In the face of adversity, they continue to seek knowledge, to learn and to grow. One of the most anticipated events in Larung Gar is the annual Bliss Dharma Assembly. This grand religious festival is not just a day-long event, but a fervent celebration that lasts for several days. It becomes a spiritual magnet, attracting tens of thousands of pilgrims from all over Tibet and China who come to partake in this vibrant display of faith and devotion. The assembly is a whirlwind of colour and sound, a spiritual symphony of rituals, prayers and teachings that reverberate throughout the valleys of Larung Gar. Monks and nuns, pilgrims and scholars all unite in this shared expression of faith, their voices rising in unison, creating an unforgettable spiritual experience. The annual Bliss Dharma Assembly is not just a festival, it's a testament to the enduring faith and vibrant spirituality of Larung Gar. Amidst the challenges and adversities, the flame of their faith continues to burn bright, illuminating the path for future generations. Another significant institution in Larung Gar is the Serthar Wuming Buddhist Study Institute. Founded by the same visionary, Jigme Phuntsok, this institute forms an integral part of Larung Gar's spiritual and educational landscape. It offers a unique blend of traditional monastic education and modern academic studies. This unique approach has positioned the institute as a beacon of knowledge and wisdom in Larung Gar. Its rigorous curriculum is renowned, training the minds and souls of thousands of monks and nuns in the profound teachings of Tibetan Buddhism. But beyond the textbooks and scriptures, the Institute is committed to preserving and propagating the teachings of Tibetan Buddhism, serving as a spiritual fortress against the tides of change. The Serthar Wuming Buddhist Study Institute, in its quiet, steadfast way, continues to keep the flame of wisdom burning bright in Larung Gar. As we journeyed through the history of Larung Gar, we've uncovered a tale of faith, resilience and resistance. We've explored the birth and growth of this significant site in Tibetan Buddhism, housing tens of thousands of monks, nuns and students since its establishment in 1980. We've delved into the Chinese government's intervention, leading to the eviction and demolition of thousands of residences. We've seen the aftermath, how this had a devastating effect on the residents and the international condemnation it sparked. We've touched on the broader implications, a wider attack on religious freedom in Tibet. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of Larung Gar. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning.